My biggest hope as a doctor is that in a few years' time, we'll have a malaria-free county and a malaria-free country.
The development of the malaria vaccine is a succession of breakthrough. You had a team working relentlessly, and at every step, it was this feeling of hope that we were one step further towards developing a solution.
Then I joined when we had our first study in Africa. I still remember the happiness, the therapy. Everybody was not so sure whether it would work, hoping that it would be, it was a time of hope. And then from there, we went on to have a first proof of concept in adults. And then from there, a first proof of concept in children. And then the phase 3.
At the research level, we collaborated with academic labs to leverage their expertise in immunology to study really the vaccine mode of action. Before this vaccine, there was no vaccines against a human parasite. Parasites, once they are in the human body, they change their wardrobe to escape the immune system.
The important thing we have to remember is that the malaria parasite is very wily and it adapts itself.
The RTSS vaccine is specifically targeting a protein that is expressed at the surface of the sporozoite. If the vaccine is successful to do so, then the whole parasite life cycle is broken and the parasite is not able to go in the liver and therefore not in the blood.
We need non-profit players like PATH who bring a wealth of different product development expertise that's really focused on these challenging global health targets and bring that whole partnership together, and most importantly, hand in hand with the countries to really turn those innovations, whether they're from academia or biotech or other places, and really translate them into global health impact. PATH also brought a lot of experience in terms of working in these difficult settings, the transition of the program into sub-Saharan Africa. I always had an aspiration to apply my knowledge to something big, something that was really going to make some changes in the world. And I was drawn to the power of vaccines early in my career, and the power of vaccines to really change global health trajectories.
Being able to witness that your work has translated into a solution for those who need it most is just incredible. I don't think that many scientists, unfortunately, can live that throughout their career. And so I think it's a collective success, again, between colleagues within GSK, but also many other external partners and stakeholders. But let's also not forget the great partnership with African research centers, African doctors, hospitals, nurses, and the patient. They were the local experts to perform and lead the clinical studies in the field.
It was in Siaya County. We played a very role in the development of this vaccine. Things have changed a great deal. We have seen a reduction of malaria inpatient cases among children below 2 years, especially from the sub-counties where they had been implementing malaria vaccine before.
So the RTSS malaria vaccine has really helped to pave the way for many innovations that we're seeing today come to fruition. And we're going to need continued innovation, we're going to need new tools, we're going to need new vaccines, new drugs, new diagnostics. We need to continue to innovate. I think the RTSS vaccine is going to play a really critical role over the coming years in reducing the burden of malaria in some of the most affected communities in sub-Saharan Africa.